Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Amira. If you're new here, welcome. And if you are a returner, welcome back. Today I wanted to test out the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Foundation or Seamless Skin Foundation. I received this sample in my order about 2 weeks ago, and then I looked at the shades. I thought I was picking something that was a bit more neutral leaning, but these are quite warm. So I decided to place a separate order and order this sample card. And what I love about what she's doing with this is that she's allowing people to test the foundation before she releases it. So I love that you can pick up, you get one free with your order, and then if you want an additional one, they're $3, and she's offering free shipping. So this cost me only $3, which is pretty great. So I think what I'm gonna do is bust open both of these, and I want to swatch out a couple of shades on the side of my face. And I don't have anything on my face right now. I did my brows as well as I could. I'm running really low on my brow products, so they are not at their best right now. We're just going to ignore that. So I'm going to bust these open, and I'm going to test out. I'm really looking at shade 20 and shade 21. So first, let me grab a brush. I've got long fingernails, so I don't want to go in with just my finger. So let's just use this little eyeshadow brush. Let's just see how that's looking. And that's looking... that's looking kind of light on camera anyway. Let me see what it looks like in person. Like, yeah, that's looking... let me blend it in. See what I get. Huh. It looks okay. It actually does look okay. I'm gonna try the next shade up, which is number 22. because I just want to see if this wasn't a bit warmer. My skin tone is neutral with golden undertones, so I have to be really careful about things being either too cool on me or too warm. If it's too cool, I look casket ready, and if it's too warm, I look like an Oompa Loompa. So it's a struggle sometimes. Let's try this side. I think I actually, let's rub that in. It's definitely warmer, but I think it might be a better match for my neck. My face is lighter than my neck. My neck is darker than both my face and my chest. So oftentimes if my neck is going to be exposed, I will try to match that. But my face is quite lighter than my neck and a bit more cool tone than my neck as well. That's interesting. I'm wondering if we're gonna go with, what was that, 22? Yeah, we're gonna go with 22. We're gonna see how warm it looks on me, but yeah, I'm a little, I don't know. We're gonna see. I'm gonna pour some of this out on my little palette here. Actually, I'm just gonna dip in with my brush. That'll be the easiest thing to do. And I'm using this little mini brush. I might use, nah, I'll use this one. I'm using a little mini Sonia G. And so we're just gonna go in with this and see how this applies to the skin. Blended out, I'm actually really liking the way this is looking on the skin. It's a bit more balanced than it looks in the little tin, in the little packet. And then I'm going to bring it a little bit up here. I don't, generally with foundation, I don't bring it all the way up to my hairline. I don't like that look. It can look quite masky, in my opinion. So I usually bring it just about here, around my brows. And then if I need to spot conceal, I will with a with my concealer and a brush, but I don't, and then I also apply bronzer, so it all kind of balances out, but I generally don't like taking my foundation all the way up to my hairline. And I'm going to use this whole thing and apply. So coverage wise, I would say it's medium. Like I can still see some of my scarring that I have here. I have some acne scarring here that is still showing through, and then I had a breakout. So I'm seeing a little bit here and here, but it's evened out the skin quite nicely. I would say the finish is like a natural matte. It's definitely not dewy. It's definitely not, I wouldn't even say it's glowy. I would say it's like a natural satin, natural matte finish. It's very pretty. And in real life, it actually is quite a nice, it's quite a nice match for my neck on camera as well, I think. Okay. All right, now, so this was 22. And I'm actually quite happy with how that's looking. I'm just gonna go in with my normal concealer. So right now I am using the Pat McGrath. I've pretty much finished up my Cover FX one that I was trying to pan. I think I could probably get maybe 1 or 2 more uses out of it, but it wouldn't be a full application. It'd probably just be under eyes and then I'd be done with it. And I'm using a Zoeva concealer brush. I like the way that the concealer is applying over this too. What I'm going to do is take this just to blend these out a little bit more, because this concealer is a tad lighter. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. All right, now I'm going to go in with my bronzer, and I'm using a bronzer that I haven't used in a while, and it's the Kevyn Aucoin Neo Bronzer in Sundown Deep. This is pretty dark. When it comes to bronzers, I tend to like a slightly lighter bronzer because then I feel like I can build it up more, whereas I feel like with deeper ones, I tend to have to be really careful and go in with a really light hand. This one is more on the deeper side for my liking, but I love the finish of it because it has a little bit of sheen to it, and I love sheen in bronzers and blushes. I just love the like natural glow that it gives the skin, because I have oily to normal skin. It used to be super oily. It's gotten less oily as my skincare regimen has gotten better. So I've been able to really balance my skin quite a bit, but I still like a little glow. I like glow as opposed to dewiness. It's really my thing, because I can't really do dewy, but I can do glowy. There we go. And see how this just gives like this skin, this really beautiful sheen. And this is sort of what I like to do. Even though I really love luminous foundations, for me, if I'm using like a matte or natural satin, natural matte, I love using things that have this kind of glow to them, because I feel like it just gives the skin a bit more dimension and everything's not all flat. We're not about that flat life. All right, and I'm going in with a different blush today. I'm not using Desert Orchid. I'm using another Pat McGrath one. I'm using Paradise Venus. This is another one that I picked up, and I'm trying to get more use out of it because it's actually quite beautiful. It's this beautiful, like, deep terracotta shade, and the look that I want to do today is like this really beautiful, slightly monochromatic, chocolatey eye, smoky eye. I really want to do something that it's just like a really pretty fall vibe eye, you know? So I felt like this would lend itself really nicely to that. Some on the forehead. And I love applying blush on my forehead because I just think it gives the skin, even more than bronzer, I think it just, it kind of marries the bronzer and the blush quite nicely to do it that way. All right. And I don't know if I'm going to do highlighter. If I do, I'll probably do it after I'm done with my eyes. And you'll notice that I didn't set my face. I want to see what this foundation does, how it does without a lot of powder on top of it. I'm going to set my face now just a little bit lightly, but I wanted to see how powder products applied over it because of the fact that it felt like it set really nicely. So I'm going to put a little powder on now, and this is just a really light dusting of translucent powder. And this is the Too Faced Peach Perfect powder. I believe this is being discontinued. I'm just trying to, I have a backup one, but I'm just trying to use this particular jar up. I actually really love this powder, and I was really sad to hear that they were discontinuing it. You might still be able to find it. If I can find it, I will link it down below. It kept going in and out of stock on their website, and then I know it was going in and out of stock on like Sephora and stuff. So if I can find it, I will definitely link it, but I'm trying to use this up, and as you can see, there's actually not much left. So I'm doing a good job. I'm almost done. That's one of my little project pan items for this year. Very excited to be almost done with most of them. Not all of them. Some of them have fallen on the wayside. So for my chocolatey eye look, I've already primed my eyes. I am going to be using two palettes. I'm going to use the ColourPop Wild Child palette. I've only used this, I think, maybe once. Cat hair floating in the air. And then I'm going to use this in my Juvia's Place, the Chocolates mini palette. I'm probably only going to use one shade out of this palette, but we'll see. We'll play around and see. All right, so let me grab a brush. I still haven't washed my brushes, so don't ask. It's still not done. I'm maybe going to do it this weekend. I don't know. All right, so I'm going to go in, and I cannot get this thing off of here. The little like glass protector, I cannot get it off of this palette to save my life, so I'm going to use my regular mirror. All right. And the shade I'm using here is Spotted, hashtag Spotted. And I was really late to the party with this palette. I bought this, I mean, ColourPop releases a million palettes. So, I mean, I feel like this palette is like 30 palettes behind, and not even being, I'm not exaggerating by saying that. I mean, it's funny because it's true. So, yeah. I think this palette is from maybe last winter, maybe? All right, now I'm going to go in with Ground Crew, which is this like orangey shade here. So I went in first with this one on my crease, and I'm going to go in with that one. I don't want this to be too, what's the word I'm looking for? Don't mind my mirror. I dropped it, and this part came off, and I couldn't find it. It's like way under my bed somewhere. And I was just like, well, that's gone. So don't mind I'm just happy the mirror didn't break. That was my main concern. But yeah. I want this look to be kind of grungy, like a really grungy. I don't want too much structure for it. I just want it to look really like chocolatey, grungy deliciousness. So now I'm going to take a slightly smaller brush. Let's use this Sonia G Mini Booster. And I'm going to bring this up. It's going to look really intense there for a moment, but I'm going to blend it out. Don't you worry. All right, now I'm going to take this brush that I was just using and just kind of, because I want to bring this quite high up on the eye, so, but I don't want to bring that deep shade too far up and then not be able to blend it out. So I'm going to do it this way and just apply and then go down. It is a very rainy day here today, like incredibly rainy. Oops, wrong brush. And gloomy, but that's Chicago Falls for you. It's just basically like it's hot one day and then it's not, and then it rains and then it's freezing. All right. Okay, and now I'm gonna go in with an even deeper shade. So I went in with Hurt to Get. That's a cute name. And then I'm gonna go in with this shade here, which is Feisty. She feisty. And I am getting a little fallout, but that's okay. And fun fact, guys, I am basically, well, I wear glasses. So on the days when I'm filming, I'm not wearing my glasses. I have contacts, but I don't see the point in throwing contacts on. And I wear disposables, which are pretty expensive. So I don't usually bust those out unless I absolutely have to. So oftentimes when I'm going in blind, kind of, sort of. So I can't really, this is why my mirror is like, because I can't see. So usually when I'm done filming, I literally just like slap my glasses back on so I can see what the hell I'm looking at the camera and what's my face look like? I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. I can see it. I can see things like if I have my mirror up close and I can see the camera, but anything that's like, it's there, but it's not there, you know? If you wear glasses, you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with this shade Icon. And I think I'm gonna spray my brush. And I remembered my setting spray. I'm so proud of myself. I almost forgot. I sat down and I was like, wait a minute, Amira. Where's your setting spray? So I remember, I'm getting better. I'm getting better. While remembering. In this shade, even when I sprayed it, has a ton of fallout still. Huh? Let me spray my brush again. Maybe I didn't wet it enough. Maybe I missed it completely. That has happened. When you're half blind sometimes, you know, these things happen. Alrighty. That's better. And now I'm going to pull for the shade that is in the Juvia's Place Mini Chocolates. Now this shade is not that different from Icon, but I feel like it has a little bit more, if you can see, it has a little bit more. This is the one from Juvia's Place and this is the one from the ColourPop one. As you can see, this has a little bit more just like dimension to it. So I'm just going to pop that here because I've got it on my fingers, so why not? OMG, guys, the cars, the motorcycles, the trucks, the traffic. I cannot. I really can't. I'll do the same on the other eye. And what I'm probably going to do once I've done this is I'm probably going to go over it with my wet brush just to amp it up. I just want to get that base shade on. And I'm going to amp that baby up. All right. Yeah, there we go. I love the Juvia's Place Chocolates palette. It's super pretty. The only thing is I feel like a lot of the shades in it are very cool toned. There's like two warmer tones, and then there's like, I would say that this is more like it's more like a dark chocolate palette. And since I'm going for something a little bit warmer in tone, that's why I reached for this one. But they're both really nice. If you like cooler tone chocolates, cooler tone browns, it's a really nice option. All right, now we're gonna do the lower lash line, and this is, I'm gonna really smoke out. Oh no, that has pink all on it. That's not good. Let's use this bad boy. This is a Kyoto brush. I use this a lot for my lower lash line. It gives the perfect amount of smokiness, but you still get a little bit of control. I always wonder when people go in with those really big brushes under on their lower lash line. I'm like, how, Sway? How? That is, you get no control, I feel like, when you use brushes that big. At least I don't. So for me, using something like this, I still get that smoky vibe, but I feel like I can control where the brush is going a little bit better. So if that's something you struggle with, just look for something that's like this in shape. That's like, it's basically like a larger pencil brush, you know? It helps a lot. A lot. And I'm really smoking that out. All right. Take my concealer brush and just push it out a bit. Let me bring you guys in a little bit more so you can see what that looks like. And now I want to do a little bit more. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take Icon from the ColourPop palette, and I'm going to bring that down here. I love shimmer on the lower lash line. That's like one of my favorite things. I just love how it gives so much dimension to the eye. So I almost always would put a shimmer or metallic on my lower lash line. Like it's just so pretty. I'm gonna wrap that a bit. Just a bit. And then I'm gonna take, I wanna lighten this up just a bit. So I think I'm gonna take this shade here, Fierce. And this is quite flaky, but my brush is still a little wet, so it might be fine. I won't need to spray. Okay. I'm not mad at that. I think what I'm gonna do though, and this is something that if you have hooded eyes like I do, that I think is a good tip to remember, is you can always adjust how high you want it to be. So oftentimes I'll do my makeup and I'll look straight on. And if I don't feel like you're getting enough of what I've done here, I just raise it a little bit. Don't be afraid to like dip in and out and adjust as you go along. Like it's perfectly fine to do that. Because I used to think that like, oh no, I finished and it's not perfect. I'm like, no, you can just go back in and make it better. Okay. I'm going to put on some mascara off camera and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. I have put mascara on, and then in my waterline, I went in with, which one did I use? I used the MAC Eye Kohl in Teddy. It's very nice, very nice. Put it back on that. And now let's do lips. And for lips, I have the new Lisa Eldridge lipstick and lip liner. What did I do with it? Where did it go? Here it is. And I have, I only bought one lipstick and 2 lip pencils this time. I usually go utterly ham with the Lisa Eldridge launches, but I'm trying to be better about things like that. So this time I was really good. I just bought the new shade Cinnabar and the Cinnabar pencil, and then I bought the Dragon pencil to match the lipstick that I already owned. So I'm tempted to try. The only thing is this, I don't feel it's going to be the right shade to go with this eye, but I'm going to swatch them on my hands so you can see them. Of course, I've got other liner on my hands. I swatch everything on my hands. So I'm always perpetually walking around with makeup on my hand, So this is the pencil and this is the lipstick. And as you can see, it's quite orange toned, which I think would clash with what I'm trying to do here. So what I might do is use this in a different video. But right now I'm gonna go with a chocolatey brown lip. So I'm gonna go in with the Pat McGrath Permagel Lip Liner in Ground Control. I know so many people start with their lower lip line. I do not. I'm a rebel that way though. Okay. And then I'm gonna take the Dose of Colors liquid lip, matte liquid lip in Chocolate Wasted. And I don't really wear liquid lipsticks that often anymore, but Dose of Colors makes my favorite liquid lipsticks. As far as formula goes, it's a beautiful formula. And I have been wanting this shade for a while. I bought it a couple months ago during a sale they were having, and I was always looking for this. This is the one of those shades that was always sold out. Because clearly it's quite popular. It's very pretty. I love a good chocolate lip. If you can really want to try dark lipstick but you're afraid of like black, I think dark brown is like a perfect option because it's rich, it's deep, but it's very elegant at the same time, and it's a natural tone. I mean, black's a natural tone too, but brown is a natural tone, so it's a little bit easier to get away with, I think, if you're afraid. All right, so I'm thinking I was gonna do highlighter. I'm thinking of this one. This is Colored Rain's Your Treat. This is kind of, I want to say it's a little too dark for my skin tone, but I love it so much. So I usually just use it, and I use it very sparingly. So that's what we're gonna do today. Just light. And it's still gonna be way too dark. But it's gonna give a little bit of glow. And Colored Rain highlighters are incredibly intense, so that's why I go in with a really light hand. And as you can see, it just gives like a little something there, but not too much. Like I'm not gonna do any more than that. All right, let me zoom you guys out a bit so you can see the final look. And this is the final look. I feel like my brows, I should like start making my brows darker for fall and winter. What do you think? Do you think I need a deeper eyebrow? Which would be unfortunate because I just ordered my replacement for my brow pencils. I use the Anastasia Brow Wiz medium brown. But I feel like I could get away with it. At least with this eye, I feel like I need like really dark brows, but it might be a little too intense. But yeah, this is the finished look. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like. And if you are not subscribed yet, please remember to subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.